Alright, good day everybody. Gareth again from Whatchamacallit Gaming. Continuing our Hydroneer playthrough. Now, they did drop the Prospectus update. Well, I'm not sure when, but for me it updated last night, so... I'm not sure when they actually released it, because it's been a week since I played this last, so it could have been released in midweek, whatever. But apparently they've made quite a few changes, so I think for now we're just going to take a first look around and see what they've changed. They were hopping on tier 3 equipment, so that sounded like it could be interesting. So what did I do with my cash? Okay, not here. I know we have a boot on the flamethrower, but... okay, it's there. I want to see about buying one of those fish pots and see what that does. Okay. Honestly, can't tell. I did know they mentioned NPCs. Okay, that's changed. Last time this guy was just asking for some food. Now he wants a ring. And he'll pay us... okay, so he wants it 38 weight with 77.5 carat. Well, it's weight. It's all weights in this game, so... and he'll give us 187 coin. Can't do that right now. Don't have... this guy wants gold. Yeah, in order to do this... okay, so that's how much... oh. Going to buy this. Sorry, for some reason I thought I had to click with a mouse to get it to work. Okay, saw is there. How expensive for you to cut up? Because I won't mind. And we've got the gem polishing, because then we just got to cut, and then we just need the scale. Okay, so the scale's not here. It's not on the table, is it? No, it's not. Let's just... okay, so places like that. Fair enough. Let's just place it a little bit downstream and see what the heck happens, because I've never tried the fishing aspect of this game at all. That backfired. We'll see what happens. We have got a lot of gold, and we've got that big, stupidly big gem here, so we can use that. What do you... this is? Oh. Plutonium or plutonium. Anyway, let's continue taking our quick look around and see what we've got. That's the thing I would like to do this time around, is see how expensive the other plots of land are, and just go check it out, because, I mean, we've got that, which when I cheated last episode to get big, large nuggets, that's the word I was looking for, large nuggets of material. Okay, nothing here. That's the same. So we can see how expensive what we've made will be, and then see about selling it. Now supposedly... okay, this looks like it's changed a bit.
You reckon you could get this for me?
Dagger, 200 weight. We can always try. That doesn't open.
I'll trade you for some guild tokens.
Oh, is it called guild tokens? Oh, hydro coins. I've got to try some of these quests just to see what the heck I get it. Okay, it looks like that door probably opens, because I know they did show a picture in the update of the, well, the video of speaking to the king, so we'll see what that does. Let's grab our Choriki and go take a look around. Oh great, I better just check this side first. Ah, stuff it. Woohoo! Yeah, this game doesn't do it. What's it? Grand Theft Auto does it pretty well when you drop from a height and you actually get that sinking stomach feeling. Or it could just be me. Okay, do you have a quest for us?
Those Pancline brothers are a bit podgy.
Not sure who she's talking about. I'm assuming we'll meet them later. Okay, that's nothing. This has not changed. Still the same stuff. Fish bucket. Oh, exclusively used to store fish. Don't have one of those. Okay, this lady's quest is not updated, but the reward is different, so I'm wondering if there's another currency or... oh, excuse me. A different type of currency we'll be rewarded with when we complete these quests.
Hey there.
I need to grab my cash and get that fish bucket, because I don't know if you're allowed to sell dead fish. You may actually have to sell living fish.
I'll trade you for some guild tokens.
Guild tokens. Okay. Assuming what they mean by that quest is any food with a weight of such and such. It looks like if we do blacksmithing, we get hydro coins. If we do other stuff, we'll get guild tokens. Since I may have to unlock the guild, because I don't think I have. I know there was that ship.
Hey, what?
Oh, full. Okay, that's a bit annoying. So that's very annoying. It's a bucket. You put stuff in a bucket. Yes, they say exclusively for carrying fish, but the least they could do is let us at least carry our cash in it. Okay, that's didn't work. Okay, I guess we carry dead fish. We can't put water in it, but we've got to carry dead fish. Okay, let me go get those hydro coins quick, and then we'll get to exploring.
I'll trade you for some guild tokens.
Oh wait, is this changed?
These weddings, lost under the dirt. Oh, I long to see them again.
Nope, nada. Right, we have to actually dig up those relics, but that can be later on, when the land we're working on is not as valuable to us as it is now. So right now I don't want to dig up too much dirt, because I want to, well, dig up too much dirt.
Trade you for some guild tokens.
Alright, I've dropped it here. Yeah, when I last played this game there was only one currency, and that was hydro coin, so obviously they've changed that. Split with a saw or pickaxe. Okay. I wonder if I can split, ingots with, well, the pickaxe. That could be interesting. Okay. Let's go take a look around. See how much we need to earn to unlock new land. For some strange reason I have a frog in my throat today. I don't know why. Let's just check this guy. He's nothing, he's a zombie. Zero changes here, then the changes must be in the main settlement, because there's no real changes in the smaller settlement. Demand, minus... I'm a bit confused with this. Does this mean that we'll get 99.6% of the full price, and that's why it's down? Or does it mean it's down 99.6%? Which means we'll get 0.4% of the original price. It's gotta be, it's down by 4%. Well, 0.4%, sorry. Oops. I will admit that is a little confusing. Now there were supposed to be new vehicles? Not seeing them off the top of my head. I don't know, as I... Turns out apparently there is a storyline in this game which I was totally not aware of. Last time I played this it was just dig a hole in the ground, get rich. So if there is a proper storyline now, it's possible we may need to play through and unlock as we go along. And we still have a ginormous boot. There's gotta be some place. I gotta take it to the jeweler. That's the most likely place to sell. Okay, so it's probably sold at the jeweler. Or the jewel seller, whatever. Stanky boot. I'm thinking this is worth 21 points. That's what I spent. Okay, now it's a flying boot. There's nothing off, oops, nothing immediate. So I'm not sure where we have to go to unlock this stuff. I did add a few more mods, so we can check that. Just park here. This says jewelry, so I should be able to sell. This should be able to be sold here. Okay, that's not what I paid, because the bucket was 300 bucks, so... Oh, for flip's sake, I hit the wrong button. I don't know why I'm suddenly hitting Q all the time. Okay, it doesn't join here.
Huh?
Apparently we don't sell the boot here. I don't want to lug this around, so I'm just going to leave it here. It's not like it's worth a lot. Oh, for flip's sake. Now, we've got the God Drill, which is tier 2. Really big ruby for display purposes only. Okay, nothing here. Because you see, I spent 300 normally when you recycle, but it looks like if you recycle in this game. Okay, these were the two things I added. Gold drill. Bigger resources even at surface. Gold harvester, new and improved T2 harvester that can handle dirt from the gold drill. Okay, so you need to combine these together. That was all the stuff I already had. Okay, so there's nothing else here. And they did say tier 3 tech, but I'm not sure if that's already been enabled, or if it still needs to be enabled. As I said, we're really in the beginning of this game. I was not aware there was a progression line, so we'll see how that goes. Let's check up here quick. Okay, it's just the way the ship is. Okay, that's... Either I missed that when we drove up here earlier, which I grant you is possible. Okay, this is just... Mini nuke. Extreme annihilation and loss of life. That was probably there before, I just missed it.
Read the description of every item. I am not responsible for any damage.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even begin to guess how to do this logic stuff. I know it helps you automate everything, but... Press cut gemstones can only be cut one time at a time. Pest. I'm gonna go with the very basics initially, and then I'll figure it out later. This is the dockyard. Now, last time you play this, the ship's already here. But this looks like it's gone... No, this is all new, because I don't remember them being all this assembled stuff when I began. Yeah, so this is the new stuff. Here's the new machinery. Hydro mole. Keys to change digging angle. Okay. But does it store the material, or does it just dig you a hole? I think this just digs you a hole. This is Hydro Prospector. Well, prospecting ground for ore. Okay. Neat. Definitely gonna come back and try this stuff. Okay, and then it looks like we have some slight, what's it? Not impact. Oh, I can't remember the correct term. Where the two meshes are merging together, but when they shouldn't. Okay, and the ship is not here yet to my knowledge. Looks like we may actually have to build the pier. I don't know if as you progress and you make more money, or if there's somebody I can talk to about this. What are you? Okay, this must be the guild. Okay, so this is where we spend the tokens, and this is where we get the tier 3 stuff. Okay, those are mining tokens. Logic hook saw. Okay, so this is all the tier 3 stuff that was mentioned in the update. Awesome. Okay, so that's all new. And is there anything here? Okay, this is just building components for cottage. May want to build one later. Alright, let's go see what the other lands have to offer. What exactly we can get out of this. Okay, well, they've definitely changed the contours of the land, because I remember this place being a lot flatter when I bought it the first time round. I don't remember these huge hills. Slope 6,600. Hills are definitely something new, because I remember the land being way, way flatter. In fact, there wasn't any major terrain bumps and dips. Okay, there's a whole village here I apparently missed. Oh, this is the farming section where we get all the farm equipment. Here's the vehicles. Replant seeds. Oh wow, that's nifty. Harvester and seeder all in one.
I got the goods if you got the cash.
This lets you build a greenhouse. But do you build the greenhouse around crops already planted, or do you have greenhouse trays that you're supposed to use? Like that? I don't know.
One day I'll buy a shiny new truck.
Okay, I'm not sure if we're gonna do the farming stuff this dance round, because, well, last time...
Goods if you got the cash.
Maybe that's where you plant your crops in. Sticker. Veg drying hooks, sprinkler systems. Not sure if I'm gonna get into this dance round. I'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm technically here to mine. I'm gonna dig a really big hole in the ground. Okay, let's see what this place looks like. Relatively flat, but not much. 1,200, so this land is fairly poor at that price tag, or not poor, maybe it doesn't go as deep. Should be one more piece of land somewhere. Okay, right there. I'm just gonna hop out the car and go check it out. Okay, this place is nice and flat. 2, 3, what does that mean? Oh, underground water. Okay, so this is strictly underground water. It's very cheap. We could probably afford if we wanted to build here. The only drawback is we have to dig deep to get into the water reserves. May not be a bad option. Now, normally I end up buying that big one so I can, but leveling that area is going to be quite the mission. It gives us plenty of room to build and construct and do what we want. Okay, we can see that's the way into the mine shaft, so I want to check what's on this side first. Water reserve in our fuel tank is still fine. Another piece of land we can buy. What is this? A frozen lake. Was this for future to be built? Oh, hello. Okay, here's water supply. 7,000. But relatively flat. I do enjoy the cold. That's why I have an aircon. Maybe not, you know, freeze your nuts off cold, but this area may actually be very tempting for me. The only drawback is this water source part of this land or not? Can I build using this water source that they've got here? I hope so, but I don't know. And the only way to find out is to spend all the money and buy the land first. I should be able to use that water source, because everything in this game uses water as power, which is kind of neat. Okay, let's go check out the mine shaft. Do we end up buying this place as well, or can we actually just use it? Okay, this lets you send tools and... oh no, this... I'm confused. Item goes in, dirt comes out. I'll have to play with that. Oh, and this is to... okay. I think that's to send stuff down, and this is to bring stuff back up. Stock market for jewels. Oh, there's a new jewel. Unless that's coal. It's not possible. Nope. Well, I would like to explore this, so we'll have to see. If I buy that other piece of land, that 7,001, then we can come here wherever we want, which could be quite nice. We can build a nice stone hut instead of a wooden cottage. Because wooden cottage strikes me as a warm weather environment. Mind you, stone is freezing, so I don't know. Okay, automatic lift. Wow. Molten rock, and they even use it to drive their water wheels, so, well, lava wheel in this case. Yeah, I have to admit, that was one of the things you always enjoyed with Lord of the Rings style movies, and that is when they show those vast underground areas. You've got this huge stream of molten rock flowing through it. Well, you don't have to pay for indoor heating, that's for damn sure. Mind you, I know most volcanic areas have large quantities of toxic gases, so I don't know how practical in real life this place would actually be. Okay, he wants food. Not to mention, if this is molten rock, it looks like it's molten rock. Well, it makes a nice lighting effect. I feel sorry for whoever accidentally trips. Okay, I can't grab this. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Unless there's a button somewhere and I've missed it. Or we're supposed to assemble this facility first. Assuming that'll go into there, it'll melt, mix and melt, which would be terrible. And we get our ingots out here. Okay, I'm a little confused in these instructions because I'm not sure what this is. It shows what looks like a hammer and an anvil, but then we pull the lever, drop an ingot, drop in... Are we supposed to produce a part to make this place work? It does look like it. We'll have to explore as we go along. Hopefully there's some instructions somewhere. As I said, I haven't looked or googled or anything. Oops. Okay, I'm not sure why my computer's suddenly doing that with this game. It hasn't done it to me on any of the others. But it's just freezing and then going, so... And that was to save the file, so... I'm not sure Let's check which hard drive this is installed on and just run a check. It's possible the hard drive is not in the best of condition anymore. Gem polishing, conveyor belts. Ah, this is the pickaxe mod I added, but it kind of got merged. Oh dear. Probably with this update tier 3, the benches got pushed back, so may have to remove this, but they have this mod. You can see to craft it. Okay, so okay, I may have to just remove this mod, because I think when they added the tier 3 bench, everything got pushed over. And then there, but now they've got a tier 3 pickaxe, so it may not be such a big hassle for us to upgrade. Okay, I'm just gonna pause quick and delete that mod. Okay, okay, it didn't do anything. The mod is unsubscribed. Maybe when I completely exit the game and get back in, it'll fix that problem. Okay, that seems to be pretty much everything else. Okay, let's see if we can go down. And this is where we can do it. How much are you? 7,200. Well, that makes sense because there's water here. We dig into the ground here and here. We can ship everything back up to the truck here. Assuming all the equipment we get is just spits out there. Yep. Okay. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me, that was just a slightly one. If I'm interested yet in purchasing this location, I may buy one of the cheap locations first, that other quarry place. And we start to build up there. The just drawback to buying cheap areas, it's small, so you don't actually have a lot of space to build. And given that I really haven't played with this game much, I can bet you anything I build is going to be overwhelmingly big. Simply to make it work. I lack the finesse of this game to make compact structures. But yeah, this should be fun. We should figure it all out at some point. Or we'll dig a hole in the ground. Or if worst comes to worst and we go completely bonkers, they do sell miniature nuclear weapons. Oh, come on. So we could just, snuggle to a nuclear bomb and give that a try. There were some Cold War theories of using nuclear weapons, not so much for mining, but one of the suggestions were, particularly there in Iraq, Iran, the Sahara Desert areas, is you would take a nuclear weapon and you'd bury it, you'd then set it off, and you get a big hole. You would then come through with your digging equipment and you clean the radioactive material out of the hole you've now made. Because after all, you've just set off a nuclear weapon, so slight hiccup with contamination. Okay, this is just an empty building. You dig out the area you've now contaminated, and then you build a couple desalination plants, and you've got a nice big hole for a lake. Maybe you cover it with liquid concrete first to give you a proper waterproofing, and voila. No millions spent in mining, no millions spent. How much was this? Okay, this was the cheap area. Primarily because all the water sources are underground. Okay, I think the first thing we want to do is go see how expensive that second generation mining pick was. We've got some cash, but I don't know if we've got enough. We'll buy that. But anyway, yeah, sorry. Just thoughts. That was the idea. You don't have to spend millions and millions of dollars excavating dirt, hiring contractors, building machines. You approach the government with a plan, they will issue you a certain yield nuclear weapon, and you would basically blast a hole in the ground. Done. And then you could build a desalination plant, and you could dig it up. The only drawback, of course, was this was back there in the 60s, where people still thought nuclear weapons are of great importance for any practical tool. Nuclear-powered vehicles, nuclear-powered everything. Now, some of that I certainly agree with. I don't think nuclear-powered cars was a great idea, but nuclear-powered ships made perfect sense to me. And this is 740. Yes, the day piece. To climb the tiers is very expensive. Okay. But, as I was saying, nuclear-powered ships totally makes sense, totally practical approach. I mean, who wouldn't want a cargo ship you only have to refill once every 10 to 15 years? The drawback was, of course, with the nuclear tests, people realized how dangerous radiation was. With the accidents at Chernobyl, and I think it was the Red River plant, I can't remember if I'm saying that right, in the US, people started panicking. So, you could build a nuclear-powered cargo ship, good luck getting it into any port without enough paperwork to sink the damn thing. People were just concerned, and it was understandable, but now our technology has come a long way. The American government in particular spent decades developing nuclear reactors for submarines. Those small power plants could easily be used for cargo ships. Thorium can be used in a nuclear reactor, and it can't be weaponized, or at least no one's yet figured out how to weaponize it. We're human. 100% guarantee if it can be weaponized, we'll do it. Okay, let's see where we are. Let's do some more digging. Okay, I don't know why my tools are scattered all over the place. Bucket. I'm trying to think, do I want to buy new land or do I want to upgrade tools? So it may pay me to upgrade tools first, then buy new land. Iron. Oops, overjumped it. Okay, so this is mainly iron ore. That's it. Yeah, only drawback to putting water in the area, you can't see what you're pulling out. Now, last time I was experimenting with this game, before all the updates and everything, I managed to purchase one of that heavy-duty mining vehicle. And since at the time I only had this land to work on, oops, I ended up excavating, and there was an artifact roughly there. I don't know if they've changed that, so we'll have to see. Yeah, I think I want to upgrade pickaxe, shovel. But we're going to need a lot of money. I mean, the pickaxe is 700 and something, so. Oops. Darn it. Give me that. Yeah, the nuggets we're getting now are about as big as this place provides, so this is really just the starter campsite. The only advantage to going deeper in this area is we seem to get a bit more. Instead of getting 1 or 2, we'll get 3 or 4 or 6. Okay. That was an upgrade I missed. They upgraded the anvil. Nuts. I didn't even notice until right now. Means I'm gonna need to move it because it's slightly in the way. Just want to buy the sauce so we can make more complex items. Luckily it's not very expensive, so it should be fine.
Take a look at my goods.
Okay, it is actually quite expensive. Yeah, I'm not doing very well when it comes to putting things in order. So let's buy Mr. Tool Rack. It's not like we're not going to use it, we're going to use it forever, so it's fine. Alright. Thank you. Where exactly do I want to put this? Let's move this over here. Grab the blacksmithing hammer and put it. Oops. Alright, the blacksmithing hammer doesn't work, does it? Or I'm not looking properly. Blacksmithing hammer can go there. Yeah, I wasn't looking at it properly. Some semblance of order here. Not very good order, I'll admit, but some semblance of order. Yeah, I gotta bring this back down so we can actually reach it. We can go there. I think apart from that single piece of ore, don't have much of anything else. Okay. Alright, let's give this a go. Okay, that needs that. Axe, sword. Yeah, what the heck. We got plenty of iron. I can just go there. And I have to just temporarily move it here. All that's left now is to get a self-heating iron. That would be quite nice. That is the hammer I want. Self-heating blacksmith table. Oops. Wrong button. Do we place it or do we just drop it? Okay, I'm officially confused. This may take a little more work than I thought. Oh, I'm hitting it from the wrong side. Which case means I need to rotate this thing quick. Thank you. I wonder if I was hitting it from the wrong side, or am I supposed to assemble each piece individually and then put it together? Just try that quick. No. Warm it back up. I'm being stupid. Let's just try this quick. Chalk outlines, place material on anvil. Face, bars must be hot. Okay, so no change in the instructions. Ah. Okay, I have no idea where I hit. But it worked. Oh, and it even tells me value of weights when I pick it up. So iron bar 35, iron bar 70, iron bar 35. I probably should have used the iron bar 70 for the blade, but I think I've made it for the hilt. Let's just see what value.
The longer it is, the more I'll pay for it.
Okay, that's not too bad. So last time we checked the stock market, prices were down for weapons. Okay, this is just the stock market demand for iron ingots, so. Stuff it.
For honest
Thank you.
prices, all appraisals by debit.
Money, 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 money. Let's go upgrade our tools. Though I do wish we got a bit bigger bucket.
I'd like you to make me some.
Okay, that's money loaded. I'm gonna take Mr. Pickaxe. Get our shovel quick. So we'll just sell these for scrap, and maybe melt them into a bar. Then we can take everything later. Make a scrap dagger. I think you can make a scrap dagger. I've never actually tried. I can't remember if they've changed that function. I think I may have tried and it didn't work when I played it before, but that was so long ago I don't remember. Memory serves when we were here. Bright red arrow. Yep, prices are down. I still don't know if that's general price are down or... I should have actually brought the blade here before selling it just to see if it's below the 2,200 the jeweler. Because the jeweler pays us in weight of material. So the heavier the weight, the more she'll pay. With the stock market, you can sell based on fluctuating prices rather than on material, I think. I honestly don't know now. I'm thinking I'm just spewing stuff out. Okay, let's scrap these two into one big iron bar, or two of them. I should have more than enough to buy tier 2 tools. Oh, these are the Panclank brothers they were talking about. Gives us one big block of rock.
Take a look at my goods.
I'm going to take a look at your goods. Your goods are stupidly expensive. So, I mean, it's 600 for a tier 2 shovel. 750 for a tier 2 pickaxe. Eesh. These two tools are more expensive than most of the land. Oh, flips like wrong button. More expensive than some of the land you get to purchase. But they'll help us dig quicker. There isn't a tier 2 bucket, is there? Pan. No, it's just a standard issue bucket. We can still afford to buy that small piece of land if we wanted to, but for now, let's just head back to base. Whoops. Okay, good thing this truck's got some horsepower behind it. I'm still always curious, are these wheels rubber or giant chunks of iron? Because the way they look like large iron wheels on these vehicles. Which was experimented with and was discovered to be horribly uncomfortable. I know, I can't remember which century, but there was a point in time where they would make a wooden wheel and they would wrap it with iron. So you could, you know, it was to make it preserve the wheel because there was a higher possibility of it breaking. Because the road conditions were so terrible that you would drive your wooden wheel and it would just snap. So they wrapped it with bands of copper to preserve the wheel's strength. And then at some point they also experimented with putting iron. Okay, that was just stupid. That would have been interesting if it worked. I wonder what kind of material that is. Suppose, or maybe that's this that corallium or corollium or whatever it's called. This is gonna melt, right? Oh, let's try digging first. Buckets. Dump that there. Right, Mr. Super Shovel. Well, this doesn't appear to have made much of a difference. We'll have to see. Oh, come on. We'll have to see if it makes a difference in the size of the nuggets or total number of nuggets we get, because that doesn't seem to have made much of a difference to our mining operation. Maybe it does here. We'll have to just see as we go along if we get more nuggets per load, but that also explains why they never gave us a bigger bucket. If no matter what shovel you use, the bucket will always take 4, and you can get more dirt per shovel. Ah, good, it melted. Oh, I love game physics. Grab a, what, 400, 500 degree? No, it's more. Iron has quite a, so at least 1,000 degree container. Just, yeah, what the heck, just pick it up. Not gonna bug you none. Can we make a weapon out of this? If I place it next to, select Mr. Dagger, select Mr. Give me the hammer. No, can't be done. So that's just to be sold as scrap. But it says can be used in crafting. Odd. Was it insufficient size? I mean, it was two very small items. I may need to make a sufficiently... There may be a minimal limit on the size of the bar you use to make whatever you make it out of. Does look like that seems to be doing it. Okay. So upgraded shovel, more dirt taken, more likely of getting a lot more pieces of material, a lot more over. A lot more nuggets, and maybe slightly bigger nuggets per payload, so that's fine. Okay. We still have quite a lot of money. 1,000. I want to see if we can extend this pipeline down there. I'll need to buy another pan, because I'm going to just... Okay, that didn't make any bigger difference, but way speed up our production here. And what we can do is we can just toss the material in here and then smelt it later. Alright. Let's go get some pipes. Ah, right. It's over here. Two, 3, 4. Let's buy 4 of each and see where that gets us. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but there's that weird beep 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 sound in the background. I'm not sure how good this microphone is. I know sometimes it has trouble picking up my voice. But if you do hear that and you're wondering what it is, unfortunately our neighbors have a security system where it puts a beam across between the windows. So if anybody tries to break into the window, it'll trigger the beam and set off the alarm. If you open the window, the beam is no longer lined up with its counterpart, and it just beeps at you to let you know there's a fault. We'll admit, maybe a good security approach, but really annoying. I would have put it slightly up. I would have either put it on the inside so that when the window is broken, it sets off the beam. You break the window, but you lose the window, but it still sets it off. But having it on the outside where the moment you open the window, it's just beep, 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 beep. It's enough to drive you batty. This is probably not enough pipes to go underground, but we'll see how it works. Oh, and let me buy a new pan while I'm thinking about it.
Take a look at my goods.
Yeah, big pan did nothing. Oh no, wait, sorry, I was going to use the crucibles. I was going to pour out what's in them and use them to make... and just throw rocks in them. And then I'll bring the crucibles back up and melt them, or maybe I should move everything underground. We'll have to see how it goes. Okay, here are our staircase, so we're going to want to come here, roughly, and go down. So for now, let's put you over here, put you over here. Oh, wait, fishes. Did we catch anything? Oh yeah, we do have a fish, but how do we take it out? Oh, okay, we grab from above. We drop it in the bucket. Got a silver of the sea. Okay. That one. Don't know if we want to try moving stuff. Let's go more forward before we start twisting. Okay, if that's where you want to hang. I don't want to block our stairway here, so. Or the bridge, which, well, actually it doesn't matter because we're not actually digging on that point just yet, so. Go a bit more forward. So we're going to need some more pipes, and we haven't even started to go down yet. Pressure tank. Don't know if we'll actually need it. We may need it later on. Who knows? We don't need it now, so I'm just going to dump it right there. But we may need it later on when we move everything, and then I don't have to worry about buying it or whatever. I sort of wish they would make an inventory system, because carrying everything one at a time, very annoying. I know I could just use that wheelbarrow, but it's such a short distance. I still need to buy a freaking lamppost. I keep forgetting about that one. Is this the crusher? Breaks dirt into chunks. Okay, so yeah, this is the crusher and this is the drill. Alright, so we may want to see about getting that later, but I'm trying to figure out exactly what our first step is here. Do we buy land and expand, or do we just continue this? So I may be wasting our time here if I'm just going to expand a bit later. I think I'm going to go down. I'm going to hit something eventually. Okay, that's solid wall. So I wonder if I want to come out some more. Come down, come out, come down. why won't it let me? Okay, it must be. Park there for a second. Let me grab Mr. Pickaxe. Just over there. Why are you not letting me build here? It's not faulty. Okay, let me build here. Let me build here, but why won't it let me build here? That is odd. Let's see what I'm doing here. Oh, come on. More pipe. We may actually not even need the bucket anymore. Still got enough cash. Because, I mean, I could throw the dirt. Oh, well, no, actually you get 4 pieces of dirt with the bucket. And okay, now I need to come sideways. In fact, I think I'm about to block my only way in or out, so darn it. Let's grab this. Luckily we don't need water pressure at the moment because we're not using mining equipment or tools. What we do need though is just to get water to where we can use it. Is that where I want it? Guess that works. What if I can move this ladder over a bit? Come on. Thank you. Oops, no. First we want this. I want to put it there. Let's make this cabin a bit bigger. Slight graphics error there. Oops. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Shovel. Can I put this down? No, it doesn't like that. I don't want it that high. Okay, let's use that here. Oh, I locked that one. Of course I did. Where did I put Mr. Construction Mallet again? Oh, there it is. Of course it will. Okay. piping can just stay right there. Grab our buckets. Okay, I'm gonna have to just fix that quick. Perfect. That should greatly reduce all the lugging we're going to have to do in the future. Okay. Very small iron bar. We'll get to that later. Okay, gold will go in the first one. Yeah, it's still very cramped as we dig our way out of this mess. Ore. Iron ore. This bucket is now acting as a solid block. Iron ore. That's not going to help us, not going to help us. That's fine. Okay, I actually need a third bucket here. Actually, oh no, I'm using the pan down there. Definitely going to want to automate this. Of course, why not? Right, just want to check something. Okay, that is actual an hour and 10 minutes, so we're a bit over time. We explored the map. We did some sort of automation upgrades, though I'm not quite sure how long this is going to stick around for. Because we still have that huge chunk of gold we can turn into something. So we'll have to actually see what happens. And we did a little organizing. So yeah, I hope everyone's enjoyed. This is Gareth from Whatchamacallit Gaming. Out!